嗰個牽連係好低嘅，係因為可能大家都即係唔會同學校發生太多事務上嘅啲東西，都係做自己嘢，上自己課，做自己嘅科研。ขายประเวณีภายในคาสิโนกิงโรมันนั่นเป็นที่โด่งดังแต่พอข้ามมาถึงว่าในหน้าที่ต้องหาเมนูร้านไปฆ่าประเวณีแล้วก็โพสต์ประกาศแนวหน้าไอ้ตั้งของแก้ไขปัญหานี้阿富汗现在的执政集团正在努力的试图恢复阿富汗正常的社会秩序和经济发展，这是一个好消息。
其实王文斌也在这个记者会上说说这个当前阿富汗仍然面临严峻的人道主义危机和经济困难。那中方呢，其实已经宣8月进入哈巴尔以后呢，首次向中国出口。那有网友这么评价啊，才45吨，这不就一辆重卡的事吗？比起来还是那2亿援助来的实惠啊。但是这件事情对阿富汗本身的意义所在？
这2亿人民币的援助和这45吨的松子，这个是不能我们可以说吧，在中拉关系中它具有同等重要的分量，但是它不能放在一。
زمان د کمیشن رپورټ په پېښور جسټس ابراهیم د مرغوب د سواده چې هغه لیږلی د کمیشن مشر هغه یو بابا یې
อันยิ่งใหญ่ที่พระองค์ได้กระทำนั้นข้าน้อยจะคิดถึงการอัศจรรย์ที่พระองค์ได้เหตุการณ์แม่นแล้วท่านผู้ฟังผู้หาเห็นว่าการอัศจรรย์ที่ยิ่งใหญ่ay hindi drum solo. Ginamit din dito ang ibang mga tradisyonal na instrumentong Chino na tulad ng luo para magdagdag ng exciting na atmosfera. Quando sono tempo bello di tirare mani parare calade dei rilase aerotova boso shuru made ze sono dia fatala abc dia korboso pura hano de abc india pekire high school ho to kuli ba hodda time en 2000 kuri shuru dure ohan time ho gaya
okay well, how many minutes we have right now?
Now we have about 15.
Okay.
溢出效应，让周边国家真正的能够体会得到。
对，想必这次真的也是引起了非常大的一个反响啊！刚才你也提到了这个西方国家，那其实这个国际媒体有所反应，比如说英国《泰晤士报》就说，中国助力阿富汗复兴的第一个指标是。
Rakatimdang lungtin babaki dikhan batham cherang ota kaje nikchinga tencha gila adagni kenchogi sungmala ni jumper dakan sho hangila mo ni jumper sho hangtendang ibiga ali khilemo lekpa ani hagole denge jigi sungram nangke samareya lekpuga petam turshule kathimga lopen turgi kenchogi juglale denge ka thingthan lopon chemaju tempa nyongpega denge jigi hang ali kheleya dagni shuala ishigi roka sungmala
更多的是忙于向新执政的塔利班提出各种各样的要求，扬言说如果塔利班不答应这些要求的话，就不解除对塔利班的制裁。2种路线哪一种更对阿富汗有建设性？我想当然是英法的。中法双方呢，也尽管是可以说在阿富汗的这个进出口的。
引经据典，批评刘邦因土崩之事仗一时之权，专任治理已成功业，行事动静多为圣简，其血脉之音不言而喻。又认为少康能够于万难中复兴祖先基业，绝对要比乱世中力挫群雄创建汉朝的刘邦强上许多。这是从
操练的进行过。
面对我们编程真伪善于意念です。店はさほど大きくありません。実は
Beautiful moving shy lights. You do feel an amazing sense of peace and kind of serenity when you're watching them. We couldn't resist asking some of the visitors what they thought of the shy lights.
It's kind of beautiful and haunting. It kind of grabs you. It makes you feel very relaxed.
Of course, it's very poetic and it refers to the water and to the sky and to the nature, definitely.
When I went in, it was like a ballet.
It's very chaotic out in the other spaces.
And when you enter the space, it's so strong that it's able to create its own space.
breathtaking, the best I've seen so far here.
I wasn't able to travel to Basel, and I'm feeling very sore about it. So, viewing over a video app, I approached from the bright daylight of the entrance hall into the large, dark, elegant exhibition space. It took a moment for my vision to adjust. Oh, I can see it. They look fantastic. It looks incredible. They look like these sort of hanging lilies. Oh, that's so beautiful. So you walk straight in and there's this crowd of shylights just welcoming you in and hanging over you, reflected on this black glossy floor. Oh, there's someone's walking past and so I can now see the scale. The exhibition space is about 50 by 50 meters. The shylights cluster together in the center with a drop of about 8 meters from above. And there are these slatted wooden benches surrounding the whole thing so you can sit down. It's so peaceful and powerful. They look completely organic. They look like nature made them. And they're all glowing. It makes me think of night blooming jasmine and glowworms. I can't believe I'm so impressed by the fact that this is all done actually by computer programming. But the effect is so delicate because of that wonderful fusing of robotics and silk, diaphanous parachute-style silk. What they look like now are those wonderful videos of jellyfish sort of floating and opening up and closing down and gently pulsing in the water. I feel like I'm wandering around in darkness and these are just guiding me through. Suddenly, there in Basel, Lonica came into view.
Very nice to see you.
First of all, congratulations. We spoke to you right at the beginning of this journey, and you were describing how are we going to fill this big black space? I have no idea. And now it's like I'm seeing you at a church or a festival or some kind of beautiful twilight ritual. I can see the shylights glow.
与唐想说，希望日后能够在泉州吃到阿富汗的松子啊！我想在这个非遗名城啊，吃着另外一个古国的松子啊，别有一番这种时空穿越的感受啊！还有网友啊，干脆就开始写诗了哈！这个叫做 SESC。
Ikawalo hanggang ikawalo't kalahati ng gabi, 11.700 MHz at 12.110 MHz. At ikasampu at kalahati hanggang ikalabing-isa ng gabi, 12.110 MHz. Ang serbisyo Pilipino ng Radyo Internasyonal ng China ay pansamantalang lilisan sa impapawid upang magbalik bukas sa ating mga oras at frequencies. Maraming salamat sa inyong mga sawang pagsubaybay.
Airlines say they're scheduling extra services to meet growing demand for tickets. But as COVID-19 mounts a resurgence across Europe, many will be watching nervously at what could prove a turbulent few months ahead.
Investigators are pursuing a criminal probe into a deadly stampede at a concert in Houston, the U.S. state of Texas. 8 people were killed in the incident, most of them college and high school students. An estimated 50,000 people were in attendance. Tony Waterman has more.
Attention is now turned to the planning of this concert. Investigators want to see the security plans, the site plans, the emergency plans that were all put together ahead of this concert. These are plans that are meant to prevent these types of tragic events from occurring, and if one does happen, to then minimize the damage. Now, it is possible that these plans were either inadequate or perhaps not followed as closely as they should have been, but clearly there was a crowd control problem that arose. Many concert goers have been sharing their very raw and emotional stories, saying that they were fighting for their survival as this 50,000 person crowd stormed towards the stage that Travis Scott was performing on, many of them saying they were struggling just to breathe. Police are also investigating unconfirmed reports that there was someone in the audience that was injecting drugs into people, seemingly at random, one of those people being a security officer who had to be revived using an anti-overdose medication.
4 astronauts with the SpaceX Crew 2 mission have returned to Earth via a splashdown off the coast of Pensacola in the Gulf of Mexico. NASA webcast shows the astronauts came out of the cabin in good condition following over 6 months aboard the International Space Station. Their returns ahead of the launch of Crew 3 mission scheduled for Wednesday night. NASA and SpaceX have been working in partnership in recent years in developing Crew Dragon spacecraft. which is designed to transport crews to and from the ISS under NASA's Commercial Crew Program. And that's the news. I'm Sui.
Capturing images of people across China,
exploring its ever-changing lifestyle, and feeling the heartbeat of its villages, towns, and cities. This is Selfie. This is Selfie, giving you real-life stories in China.
使用后会慢慢的变干，干燥后的。
Di parawan kiba mag di nariwal akini batlun pabila-bila kulaban diragifu hamdaranga padiara chi panalai ki kumi hatsirawani.
ได้ป้อนทำมังก็จะค่อยจอบก็ค่อยใกล้อ่ะบ้าประชาหมัดอ่อนนี้แล้วมีเท่าว่าหลายใจไม่ก็เขาเลยแล้วก็มันอ่อนนี้
Regretted it the minute I did it, the way I did it. But it's what happened.
So just like that, she broke up with her boyfriend of 7 years, Steve. It wasn't a conversation she'd planned. She'd revisit it in her head over and over again. Not just for weeks, but for years, decades. The couple had started going out in college. Steve's African-American, Jean's white, and they met at a social.
So we were both students at Loyola University in Chicago, Lakeshore campus. We were both German majors. I was a freshman. Steve was a senior. And we didn't have class together, but they had a German club. And I had belonged in high school, and I thought, well, this might be fun. So I went to the German club meeting, and Steve was the president. So he led the meeting, and for him, he said it was love at first sight when he saw me, and for me, it was an instant attraction. I don't know that I'd say it was love at first sight, but there was definitely an attraction there. He was tall, he was handsome, very well spoken, intelligent, a gentleman. Yeah, it didn't take long for us to fall in love with each other.
Was there a moment where it went from being friends to being romantic, where you went on a date?
I guess the turning point for both of us was one day, it was in the winter, because I remember it was snowing outside, and we were in the student union, and Steve had the courage to tell me that he loved me. And I
更衣室裏邊嘅嗰個江湖地位啊，可以激發到大家嘅熱情啊，激發到大家嘅能量。即係其實我覺得佢嘅整體嘅發言，再加埋即係佢過到嚟呢邊嘅生活係冇放棄。佢亦都講話，即係啱啱先同佢老婆就喺巴塞羅那當地嗰度，即係過埋40歲生日啦咁樣。即係翻嚟係好快就可以融入到呢度嘅生活。咁對於一個主教練嚟講，亦都係一個比較利好嘅消息啦，可以盡快咁融入球隊啦。咁以及係即係再加埋佢喺個發言裏邊，亦都有好多跟住落嚟佢嘅要做嘅一啲工作啊，其實佢都好有步驟。即係我覺得係一個深思熟慮而重返老營球場嘅一個咁樣嘅印象喺度。
係啊，咁啊佢喺呢一個薩德嗰邊啦，其實亦都執教咗幾個賽季啦，成績亦都任碰到嘅，即係唔係話初哥突然之。
کوماړینه دوا چې دا په دې باندې قادر شو چې دغه اړینه دوا روغتیایي مراکزو ته په وخت باندې ورسوو موږ به انشاءالله چې همدا کوشش وي چې روغتیایي مراکز بدون د هغه حیاتي اقلامو څخه د حیاتي اقلامو کمبود سره
این نام به سبب آن است که انسان با خواندن این سوره خود را از وسوسه های شیطان تحویز می کند و در پناه خدا قرار می‌دهد. همچنین به جهت اینکه انسان در مواقع احساس خطر این سوره را می‌خواند تا پناه و نجات یابد، این سوره را مشقشقه
药物和食品管理局生产紧急使用结合名为第二的2种抗体的药物。该公司说，在对清华大学和深圳第3人民医院合作开发的药物进行的第3阶段临床试验中，
观察到该药物使新冠病毒患者的死亡率和住院率降低了78%。公司总裁兼
د ټولې ځمکې اتموسفیر داسې یو مثال لري لکه په یوه کوټه نو د دې ټوټې په یوه کونج کې که چېرته څوک یو څه مثلا تودوخه تولیدوي یا یو بوی پیدا
دا پوښتنه عبدالحی کاکړ په پېښور کې د انګریزۍ ژبه ورځپاڼې د نیوز انټرنیشنل خبریال مشتاق یوسفزي چې د 15 کلونو راهیسې د طالبانو په اړه خبریالي کوي کړې ده. هغه وایي
نن چې کوم سوال تاسو وکړو نو پاکستان کې هر مشتکس همدغه سوال کوي چېرې پاکستان کې خو ډېر زیات فوجي عملیات وشو او زموږ زیات خلک
เป็นเจ้าล่างอยู่มาเจ้าที่รู้ปนตรงเดี๋ยวให้เดี๋ยวชุดตาเดี๋ยวเจ้าน้ำตาลใช้เงินท้องเจ้าล่างตอนนี้หลังเยอะจะด่างเวลาสแกนให้แห่ตรงกันในเดี๋ยวส่งให้เดี๋ยวเจ้าล่างตอนนี้จะให้ก่อนตรงกันนะแต่ยังต้องลงใจเชื่อรู้ปนลำแกแต่งงานว่าเดี๋ยวให้นี่จะปนเดี๋ยวให้เจ้าล่างมันยาวที่นี่เจ้ายาวเนี่ยกายแต่ถ้าชุดใต้ที่น้องปนตรงปุ่งไหนเนี่ยอยากจอมป่วนตายเนี่ยอยากโตพุยอยู่นานยังก้องอยู่นานปลายเยอะหายนี่ก้องถ้าจะต่อชุดตาลงเนี่ยจังจะน่าเสียจังที่ห้องกันนะเป็น
年郎喺新聞嚟講，發現出件劍所使是標離蚊家己。
You didn't have much of a choice back then of what you could choose. You took a position where they needed you. And that's when one night when he called me, and he did call me at work to say hello and see how things were going. I had no place private to speak to him. And with the demands of the job, and the strain on the relationship of not seeing him and wondering how we were going to spend time together as time went on. And then, of course, my situation at home, my situation with my mother did not improve. I just broke at work that night when he called. I don't know. I just decided that maybe the best thing for both of us under the circumstances was for us to split up. And it killed me. It really did. I regretted it the minute I did it, the way I did it. But it's what happened. And so after that, for 42 years, we never saw or spoke to each other again.
Their objective is to reach the Bamboo Gulf before spring. However, there is no guarantee that she will be awarded with a feast when she gets there. The shallow bays formed by coral reef communities are like hotels in a marine city. Countless marine creatures live here. Coral reef waters make up less than 3% of the ocean's total area, but are among the most biodiverse marine ecosystems. This female flower clownfish has just laid hundreds of eggs. During the breeding season, it's stimulated by hormones and quadruples in size in just a few days. It then transforms from a male into the only dominant female in the group and forms a steady family with another male. Clownfish's eggs are not protected by the sea anemone. For males, taking good care of the female eggs is the best way of finding favor with her. British couple shuttle between the sea anemones and the eggs, patiently cleaning up the floating dust. Every bit of space in this precious living environment will be fully used, from the bottom of the sea to the faraway coast. The mouth of the Beilun River in Guangxi is the southwestern starting point of China's continental coastline. The Chinese horseshoe crab is an ancient living fossil. Their size and appearance have evolved over the last 450 million years. As the tide recedes, a female horseshoe crab appears in the tidal creek. A pair of compound eyes on either side of his head gives it a view of the world that human eyes can never get. Adult horseshoe crabs spend their entire lives in the sea and only come back to shore for one reason: to breed. The primal instinct leads them back to the beach where they were born. The male horseshoe crab attaches to the female's abdomen. The female digs holes to ovulate